Improving yourself is only a distraction from what really matters. Focus on improving yourself, not proving yourself. Hello, YouTube. Too many people on earth neglect their true goals and dreams, only to chase after appearances. The pursuit of proving ourselves through getting validation is a distracting endeavor that often leads away from our true aspirations. Rather than focusing on seeking admiration, I promise you'll be more happy if you prioritize personal growth and achievement. Genuine success stems from meaningful accomplishments and contributions rather than mere appearances. Though I know we do all get caught up in the trap of trying to prove ourselves, whether if we're artists, writers, or musicians. I can no longer even keep track of how many people who wanna start their own business get caught up in the trap of social media, building their TikTok following and trying to become famous business gurus instead of actually starting that darn business, which was the whole point before they forgot about it. This happens a lot. It happens too often. But seriously, think about it. Who are the top businessmen or CEOs in our modern day and age? You have Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and you know what? They never ever had TikTok or Instagram or any of this drama until they were already actually multi-billionaires who already reached the top and improved and reached their goals. Also, most probably they'd just have a social media manager who posts their photos instead of them. The successful CEOs were focused. They weren't spending any time posting any TikToks or YouTube shorts or perfect caption, Insta six-pack ab pics. Their entire lives, they were focused on their craft, not on looking cool while doing it. The truth is, you don't need to prove yourself. People will always have something to complain about. No matter how perfect and amazing and validated you become, really, there will always be haters or even some fans who aren't happy with something about you or something you said, something you did. And hell, if you have to focus on making everyone happy and making sure everyone from every culture and every age group agrees with you, you will be a slave, a social slave. You can never achieve making everyone happy. People are never happy. So why focus on proving yourself to them? Why not focus on the actual point, which is reaching your goals and improving? Be addicted to your passions, not your distractions. Stopping for a second to remind you to subscribe, you're not gonna regret it. A sneaky reason why so many people get trapped into life trying to please others is a simple 3-letter word: ego. Let's look at a couple people-pleasing behaviors we do or have done in some point in our lives, and let's figure out how ego is actually the culprit. 1. Desire for approval. We often seek approval and validation from other people to boost our own self-esteems. We want others to like us, which in turn feeds ego by reinforcing a positive self-image. This desire for approval stems from the ego's need to feel accepted by others. 2. Fear of rejection or criticism. People pleasers may fear rejection, criticism, or disapproval from others. This fear is tied to the ego's need to protect itself from feeling inadequate. By constantly trying to please others, the people pleaser hopes to avoid any negative feedback that harms their own ego. 3. Maintaining a self-image. The ego often constructs a particular self-image that it wants to uphold. This sentence by itself is the justification of why Instagram is so popular. Instagram is fueled by ego. It's an ego-driven platform, just like most social medias. Most of us have an idealized self-image of ourselves, and we may often go out of our way to fulfill this image to receive admiration and validation, thus bolstering our egos. The 4th point has to do with insecurity and self-worth. A huge underlying reason many people try to prove themselves is, in reality, a sense of insecurity or low self-worth. The ego compensates for these feelings by seeking external validation. When others respond positively to us trying to prove ourselves to the world, this temporarily boosts self-esteem and reinforces our ego's narrative of being lovable. Do you see how people-pleasing And trying to prove yourself is often fueled by the ego's need for validation, acceptance, and protection from negative perceptions. It involves a complex interplay of self-image, fear, and desire for approval, all of which are central aspects of the ego's functioning. Realizing this can be the first step toward adopting a stronger sense of self-worth, independent of external validation, and focusing on improving rather than proving yourself. Ego will always have you crying over that closed door that had nothing behind it. A huge reason people have huge egos is because egos are big shields. Especially for those of us who haven't yet cultivated true, authentic confidence, which comes from the inside, by the way. In the end, and in the description, I will link an amazing YouTube video I uploaded, which will show you how to grow and harvest seeds of true confidence. Anyways, let's resume to the talk. The confidence video will be in the end, so watch it after this video. So, don't let ego fuel you. Are you here on this planet to be or to do? Are you here for appearances or to actually improve and have what you want? Fame, money, and popularity are a byproduct of doing what you love and achieving success in what you're passionate about. Proving yourself is a distraction. Another thing that people do to prove themselves is talk. Talk, talk, talk instead of do, do, do. The reason many artists, for example, instead of drawing, talk about drawing, it's because, to be honest, drawing is hard. Talking is easier because it uplifts the ego without much hard work. However, talk depletes us from achieving. Let's say you have 100% energy to do the thing that you have to do. Let's say it is becoming fit. By talking and babbling about fitness to others, you've already used up a part of this energy without actually doing anything for moving forward and becoming fit. The only relationship between work and chatter is that one kills the other. You know, there's a book about writers who aren't writing. The entire book is filled with tweets. Literally an entire book of social media posts from writers who are clearly not working on their novels. The book is called Working on My Novel by Corey Archangel. Here are some tweet examples. Cringe coming up. Currently working on my novel and listening to nice music. Yeah, I'm a writer, deal with it. Cringe. I'm working on my novel again and it feels good, you guys. I love my mind. No, just no. Don't brag about yourself ever again, please. Working on my novel and watching Family Guy, yeah. How does that work? Do you have two parallel attention spans or... Let other people slap each other on the backs or slap themselves on the back apparently, whilst you're actually doing the work and wrestling with the void to actually achieve true authentic success. It's easier, of course, talking about your craft and explaining how great you will become someday. And it is hard to really commit to the craft and work on it. There's a study though that shows talking about a goal tricks your mind into thinking you're almost there or that you're closer to the achievement than you really are. So keep your goals to yourself. Don't try to prove yourself, just improve yourself. Impressing people is completely different than being truly impressive. Appearances are deceiving. Trying to prove your worth to the world crosses out what really matters and replaces it with what doesn't matter. The seek for validation also crosses out what matters and replaces it with what doesn't matter. Trying to prove yourself fries your brain. The other day I opened Instagram from desktop and I have a couple people I know there. They've been trying so hard to prove themselves for so long by filming TikToks. You know these TikToks where a song is playing and they pretend that they're lip-syncing it, move their lip as though they're singing along? What I noticed, something weird. They were so laser focused on proving they looked hot in those clips that they weren't even lip-syncing correctly. Brains fried. It was so funny though, it got me laughing to be honest. I mean, at least lip-sync correctly if you're gonna do it. That's what happens when you focus on appearances and proving yourself instead of improving yourself. Of course, a disclaimer is if your life goal is in fact focused on appearances, if you feel your purpose is making everyone adore you and becoming a super popular person, then don't try to do anything else. Only focus on that. Only focus on your social media, seek validation. Try hard to prove yourself to other people. Do not improve yourself if your life goal is just to look good in front of the world. Which might be a valid life goal, to be honest. There are all kinds of people in this world and we have to accept each other despite our differences. Some people are really social and love having the spotlight, whilst some people are introverted and focus on their art and crafts. I warn you though, if your utmost goal is to be seen, heard and loved, be careful. Some audiences are very ungrateful. Some audiences are mean. I know an example of someone who had popularity and being validated as a top priority life goal. Kardashian. They spent so much money and effort on appearances. They put so much time, money, everything on becoming famous and popular that it worked. Everyone knows who they are. But even after being so concentrated on pleasing the world and reaching the beauty standards and on making everyone happy, not everyone was happy. You just need to know that no matter how hard you try, some people will always be critical of you. For example, when Kardashian reached the top, a lot of people were suddenly skeptical and asking, well, why are Kardashian famous though? What did they actually do? What did they bring to this world? Does Kim have any skills, talents? Do they have extreme charisma? Are they authors, painters? Did they do anything at all except pay millions on plastic surgery? Do they have skills other than balancing a wine glass on their behinds? What are they famous for? People were having lots of questions. Sometimes even their own fans began to shame Kardashian for having a lot of money and for undergoing plastic corrections. See, in the end, even after becoming popular and people pleasing the entire world, the audience is still making fun of them and calling them empty shells. This is honestly why I think trying to please the world will never fully work. It's better to actually be successful and become well known for what you do, what you improved in. You will still have haters, of course, but at least you will have a legacy. And you won't be an empty shell. You will have something you did, something you contributed to the world. In this way, people will be talking about your achievements, like your art. When you're known for your achievements, people tend to criticize your personal life less and they stop trying to attempt personal attacks against you about how you look or how you live. For instance, look at one of today's most famous writers, J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books. Whenever her name is mentioned, people associate her with the books she authored, and therefore she is very highly esteemed. Nobody talks about whether she looks like she gained weight, or no one analyzes whether her Botox is looking good or not. People are just proud of what she gave out, and therefore they leave out everything else. But if you're Kardashian, you haven't made any meaningful contributions to the world, people will mainly focus on your looks, your skin, your life, your car, your relationships. They'll start to criticize everything. It also has to do with the audience you attract, of course. The audience who follow Kardashian versus the audience who read books are really different. Anyways, the point is, if outside validation is your only source of nourishment, you will hunger for the rest of your life. The temptation to prove yourself through external validation and superficial appearances is driven by the ego's need for approval and acceptance. However, this pursuit would distract you from your authentic goals and personal growth. True fulfillment comes from focusing inward, improving yourself and pursuing meaningful achievements that resonate with personal passions and values. By shifting the focus from proving yourself to improving yourself, you can cultivate a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that transcends fleeting external validation. The mindset of improving rather than proving leads to a more purposeful, satisfying life journey. Prove yourself to yourself, not to others. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this. If you did, give me a like to support me and to ensure I continue making videos. You can buy me a matcha latte from my page in Buy Me a Coffee. The links are all in the description box. Bye!